Good evening. Welcome to the campus of Hamilton High School. We're so proud to have in front of you the freshman orchestra and their teachers and directors. We're really pleased that they have an opportunity during this challenging time to perform for us this holiday season. We are very proud of all the students. Even as you are warming up, you sound terrific. Thank you. On behalf of Mr. Wilhelm, who's the principal of this building, Ms. Weisbrod, who's the principal of the freshman school, our superintendent, Mr. Holbrook, and our Board of Education members, we welcome you and thank you for coming tonight. My name is Mark Manley. I'm the Director of Fine Arts. I'm new to Hamilton and very impressed with the students in the fine arts programs. Thank you for all coming in with your masks up and following protocols. We really appreciate it. It's a time where we all need to take care of each other. If you have not had the opportunity, please take this opportunity to silence your cell phones or any other electronic devices so that we don't interrupt the students. When the program is over this evening, if you could leave rather quickly, sorry to ask that. It's an unusual time and we'll be preparing for the next group of people. Mr. Pfeiffer or Ms. Carroll may have other directions for you at the end of the concert. Thank you again for being here. We appreciate it. Happy holidays to everyone.
And also let me extend my sincerest thanks for all of you for attending this concert. I know it means a lot to the students up here on stage. In case you do not know, my name is Mr. Pfeiffer. I have not seen you for a very long time, I think since February. I'm so happy to be back on the stage with these students, and I'm so happy to be able to have live music for you all. Tonight we have performed a great program that we've been working on since the beginning of the school year. On stage right now, Symphony Orchestra. They meet every day during six bell, and they are extremely excited to be on stage again as well. Our first selection for tonight is Haydn's Symphony number 44 from the fourth movement. And for those of you, just a little bit of information. Each year I tend to do a unit on a different musical period of time. The freshman school always gets Baroque, and then I rotate between the classical, romantic, and modern eras of music. Our rotation is back to the classical era. So tonight you're going to hear a classical piece by one of the quintessential classical composers, Joseph Haydn. And he is known as the father of not only the symphony, but of the string quartet as well. He wrote over 106 symphonies, as well as being a mentor to Mozart, who used to call him lovingly Papa Haydn, and also a tutor to Beethoven as well. So he had a huge effect on music during that time and also into the Romantic era as well. With that in mind, we're playing one of his more famous ones, number 44. You can imagine if you read 106, not all of them are that good. So this is one of the good ones, I promise. And we hope you enjoy Symphony number 44, the fourth movement. Changing gears completely, our next piece up will be a mashup of Carol of the Bells and Greensleeves for your holiday season. I did some research. Mashups were extremely popular around the early 2000s, making it almost 20 years old, making me feel old. And this is the perfect example of this. Throughout the entire piece, you'll hear an overlapping of both Carol of the Bells and Greensleeves almost at every single moment of the piece. And you'll also get to hear it get passed around between the different sections of all getting a little bit of share of each. They may not seem like they go together, but they actually they fit quite nicely, and I hope you enjoy. And as a theme for the concert, changing gears once again, we are going to head over to Thailand for a piece that is Fantasia on a Theme from Thailand. This piece by Richard Meyer, who's a very, very famous composer in the string world, particularly for high school and middle school strings, was inspired by one of his trips to Thailand, in which there's this particular instrument, I do not want to mess this up, a Pong Lang instrument. Think of it as an inverted wooden violin that is hung up like a wind chime, and they play it suspended in the air. And there is a particular song on that, and this is a theme and variations of that. So at the beginning of the piece, you'll get the theme of it, and then Richard Meyer toys with it, has it all sorts of different ways, puts it in different tonalities, different time signatures, and then we kind of end with the theme again, but in a very exciting ending. I really hope you enjoy this very unique but very exciting piece of music, Fantasia on a theme from Thailand. Again, thank you so much for coming out tonight and supporting us. It has been a ride this year, and sometimes I didn't think we'd make it to here, but we have, and I'm so happy that we did. A concert like this, especially during these times, can't go on without a significant amount of help. So I did want to point out some people just to give a quick thank you to. Rob Fox in the back, running the sound, very much appreciated. Sam Haven also in the back, auditorium manager, lights, basically does everything. I have 2 teachers with us, Mrs. Pam Carroll in the back helping out the violins, and Miss S in the back as well helping out the violas. I very much appreciate it. And of course, Mr. Mark Manley, who you heard speak earlier this evening, and Mrs. Sean Sims, who's not here tonight, but just does so much behind the scenes for us as our fine arts secretary. So I very much appreciate all those. Can we give all those people a round of applause, please? Thank you so much. Okay, so Mr. Manley's directions were correct. That's exactly what we want you to do. If you would kindly, when the house lights go on, just exit the auditorium out the same doors. Your students will go back, put their instruments away, and then they'll meet you out in the parking lot as we get cleaned up and ready for the freshman orchestra to take stage. If you get home and you would like to see more, this is being live streamed, YouTube Live. A link has been sent out to everybody, so you can follow that link. Freshman orchestra is up next if you get home early enough, followed by concert orchestra. Again, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need. I don't care about those presents underneath the Christmas tree. So I just want you for my own, more than you. I want a yacht, and really that's not a lie. I've been a sweetie all year, Santa buddy saw her down the chimney tonight. Santa buddy, one thing that I really do need, the deed to a platinum mine. Santa Pally saw her down the chimney tonight. Santa buddy, fill my stocking with Canucks ticks for kicks. Throw me on the first line, Santa baby saw her down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Mercedes. I really do believe.
We are not officially beginning yet. We have not had any time to play together as a group, so we're just going to give a couple minutes to start every piece, and then we'll start for real. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to Hamilton High School main campus. We're so glad you're here. We are very proud of the students on stage and so glad to see them tonight and their teacher, Mrs. Carroll. It's a privilege in this time to have a live performance and for us to be able to hear it. On behalf of Ms. Weisbrod, who's the principal of the freshman building, Mr. Wilhelm, who's the principal of Hamilton High School main campus, Mr. Holbrook, who's our superintendent, and our Board of Education members, we welcome you and we're so glad to have you this evening. My name is Mark Manley. I'm the Director of Fine Arts for the Hamilton City Schools, and I'm new to Hamilton. I'm very pleased with what I'm hearing and seeing so far from both teachers and students. Thank you for all coming in with your masks on tonight and following the protocols that we set out. We really appreciate it. We really wanted to have the performances, and we wanted to keep everyone safe. When the concert is over, if you could plan to leave quickly without congregating, we're sorry to ask that, but of course we have one more event after this one tonight. This is the second in a series of 3 concerts this evening for all of the orchestra students. If you have not taken the opportunity, would you please take this opportunity to silence your cell phones or any electronic devices you may have with you so that we don't interrupt the students while they're playing. Would you greet the freshman orchestra and Mrs. Carroll with a nice round of applause? Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for coming this evening, and thank you for being patient with us. We are so excited to be able to play for you. These students have just accomplished so much and all of the flexibility they've had to show to get ready to play for you this evening. Although we were able to play safely from day one when school started with masks on and at least 6 feet apart, we still had a lot of challenges. We had to deal with reading music from Chromebooks, which was new. We had to deal with learning a software program called Smart Music. And all the videotaping, which I hope that you enjoyed at home when they were videotaping things to be sent in. It's been a challenge, but I think they have accomplished so much in their playing skills and in kind of, like I said, being flexible, willing to try new things. It's not the same as it's always been, but they're doing very well. We begin this evening with our most challenging song, the first movement of Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 5. It uses the Baroque era style of bowing, and we are studying the Baroque era this year. It has a lot of interesting parts in it. They have worked very hard. It is a challenging piece. It's a well-known piece. And I think they rose to the challenge because they knew it was harder than anything they've played before. And so we hope you will enjoy the Brandenburg Concerto No. 5. That was wonderful. I'm so proud of them. First time we've played together as a full group. Our next piece is Silent Night, but it isn't your usual arrangement of Silent Night or the favorite Christmas song that you know so well. This rich, expressive treatment has jazz-influenced harmonies. I'm sure that you will enjoy those chords and several surprises along the way. Thank you. Before we play our final piece for you this evening, I have many people to thank. First of all, we have such a very supportive fine arts department here at Hamilton. They do everything they can to help us with all these different crazy things that are going on. Really want to thank Mr. Manley and his secretary, Ms. Sims. We have Ms. Haven, Mr. Fox in the back with tech. And then, of course, our wonderful administration at the Freshman Building. I know I saw Ms. Wise brought out there. Thank you so much for all your support. Really appreciate it. Parents, you've been wonderful. Thank you for encouraging your students to continue playing their instruments. They are really making wonderful progress. Another thing that I just truly enjoy is we have a very close-knit string faculty here at Hamilton. And we are all here supporting your students. Would you please stand? There we go. Thank them for me. Thank you, thank you. And we just wanted to help support the students to make sure that they could play the very best for you this evening. And we do have several out being quarantined, so it just kind of helps fill it out a little bit more. Thank you so much. Our final piece this evening is Terra Nova by Richard Meyer. It is easily the most favorite piece for these students. It has modal melodies, syncopation, and frequently changing time signatures. We all enjoying this. We enjoy playing this. We hope you will too. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we hope to see you again in February. Thank you so much, and you are excused. Your students will join you, out in the parking lot. So they are going to go back, pack up, and meet you all the way outside. Thank you so much for coming.
You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue Christmas. You know that I have a blue Christmas. Oh, darling, I'll have a blue Christmas. Jesus within a cow stall came wise men and farmers and shepherds and all. The blessings of Christmas from heaven did fall, and God's promise of the ages to them did recall. If Jesus had wanted for any small thing, a cloud in the sky or a bird on the wing, or all of God's angels in heaven to sing, he surely could have had it, because
We're going to warm up just a bit since we're a little bit early and everybody's already here. And this is the first time that this group has all been on stage together. So to make sure it's an enjoyable evening, we're going to just warm up a little bit.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Wilhelm, and I'm the principal of Hamilton High School. On behalf of Superintendent Mr. Mike Holbrook, our Fine Arts Director, Mr. Mark Manley, and our Board of Education, I want to thank you for being here at Big Blue tonight. Very excited about this opportunity to hear our students perform, as you are excited to see them and hear them play as well. I do want to thank you for keeping your mask on. Everybody's doing a wonderful job with that. Our students have been amazing this year with wearing their masks and the safety procedures, so I'm very proud of them as well. Make sure, if you're recording, that your phone is on silent so we don't disturb the production. I got to admit, just hearing the warm-ups, it's really exciting to see and hear, and I'm very excited for Mr. Matt Pfeiffer to give us the explanations too, because I feel like I learned a little bit about each piece they play. So I'll turn it over to him, but thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. I'd like to all welcome you here. And I'm Mr. Matthew Pfeiffer, and this is Concert Orchestras, which meets first and second bells. If you came in a little bit late as we were warming up, this is actually the first time they are on stage together, and their warm-up sounded great, so I know this is going to be a wonderful night of music. First off, let me thank you all for attending this concert, and anybody watching it live, hello. And it's just such a great feeling to be back up on the stage. We just ran 2 concerts, and this is our 3rd one of the night. I still have lots of energy, so we're ready to go, and I very much appreciate it. It has been since February since I've seen you all, and that's just way too long. So I hope you enjoy this evening's worth of music. Our first piece up is Across the Wind by Doug Spada. Across the Wind is a concert overture, so a little bit of history on that. An overture, you're used to hearing that before, most likely a musical, but it was first invented for operas. And an overture was supposed to be a little bit of each of the songs that you would hear in that opera. It was played at the beginning. That morphed into standalone pieces like we have right here. So this will be our overture to the concert, our first piece up, and by Doug Spada, Across the Wind. It's a very, very fast, lively, energetic piece, and the students play it really well. Fun fact, Doug Spada is a Southwestern Ohio native. Don't be too happy, though, because he did go to Sycamore, so I do apologize for that. But he is an excellent composer, so no offense to that. And so here is Across the Wind. Thank you so much. We've been playing that since I think September, October, and every time I hear that piece, it makes me smile. It's a great piece. Okay, moving along in our concert to our holiday piece, and this is Rest Ye, Rock Ye Merry Gentlemen. And so, as I like to say, this is not your grandmother's God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. This piece was inspired by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. For those of you who do not know who they are an now older rock group that tours the country, usually, not this year, tours the country around this time playing orchestra rock Christmas hits of different types of songs. They put together really nice shows that are really cohesive. So Brian Balmages, who arranged this piece, was inspired by, in his program notes, saying that as he was putting up his Christmas tree and listening to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, he thought to himself, I can do that. So here we have for you, Rest Ye, Rock Ye. We hope you enjoy. I'd like to give a special shout out and a special round of applause for our drummer in the back, Noah Henderson, for joining us for just this one song. Thank you, Noah. He's the jack of all trades. He's also a viola player as well. Okay, our final selection for this evening is a piece entitled Ancient Ritual by Elliot Del Borgo. These three composers that we played are kind of, Mrs. Carol and I were talking about this, the heavy hitters of string orchestra. So you have Doug Spada, Brian Balmages, and Elliot Del Borgo. Elliot Del Borgo being the oldest of the three. This piece, although it says ancient, is actually written in a contemporary style with some actually medieval harmonies and ways to play the music as well. This should invoke in you a journey where you can imagine ancient ritualistic dances. Think prehistoric man dancing around a fire. We hope you enjoy. It's a very exciting piece with a very exciting ending. our closer for this evening, Ancient Ritual. thank you so much for coming and for supporting your student and your child in music. It's really greatly appreciated. As I was thinking about this concert, and I said at the beginning of this concert, it's been since February since we've been on stage, so I wanted to just really appreciate the moment, and I hope the students did as well, because when something's taken away from you and then you can't do it anymore, it kind of puts a different feeling on it. So I thank all the students on here. I thank all of you for supporting them so much. With the concert, especially during this time, it can't be done by one person or even just a small group of people. So I do want to give a couple special shout outs. In the back, Rob Fox on sound, Sam Haven on lights, auditorium manager, both fantastic people. They do so much behind the scenes that no one really realizes just to make the concert run. I really appreciate them. Mr. Mark Manley, our new fine arts director, who's fantastic, helped organize this entire thing. Miss Sean Sims, who's our finance secretary, who printed those tickets that you have, did so much for us, created the forums, everything else, so much appreciated. The building administration here, Mr. Wilhelm, who spoke at the beginning, so supportive, and I can't thank him enough. The custodial staff, just really everybody who basically backed us for this concert, and we very much appreciate it. And then finally, here I have the pleasure to work with the great string staff, so I'm just going to have them all stand right now. All the string staff that's all here tonight helping us out. So string staff, can you all please rise? Thank you so much. Can we get a round of applause for everybody? Thank you. And then a special shout out for Mrs. Carroll as well, who's over here with the violins. She helps out with first period concert orchestra, and she helps out with symphony orchestra as well. She helps me out so much, so a special thank you to Mrs. Carroll. That's it for tonight. If you could all, and I'm sorry for the plethora of emails, but as one of the emails said, if you could all please exit the auditorium when the house lights come up. Your students will go back, pack up, and then we'll meet you outside. I so much appreciate it. Thank you all again so much for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I really hope to see you all again in February because it's been too long. Thank you.